Have you ever wondered why life seems to test you over and over, pushing you to your limits? Why, as a chosen one, your path feels heavier, lonelier, and more chaotic than most? The answer is simple yet profound. You are being prepared. The universe does not hand out greatness without first refining the soul that must carry it. Tests are not punishments. They are initiations, shaping you into the person who can hold the life you are destined for. Every setback, every heartbreak, every disappointment has been part of your soul's training, stripping away what no longer serves you and revealing the powerful being you truly are. The universe tests you to see if you can master yourself, not the world around you, but your reactions, your faith, and your heart. It tests your patience through delays, your strength through hardships, and your faith through uncertainty. Because the life you desire, the abundance, the love, the purpose requires a version of you who is ready to receive it. Without these tests, you would not know the depth of your power or the resilience of your spirit. But how do you know when you've passed, when the lessons have been learned, and the shift within you has occurred? There are 8 signs, 8 markers that indicate you've crossed the threshold and are walking in alignment with your highest path. If you resonate with these signs, leave 77 in the comments below. It's not just a number. It's a declaration that you are on the path and in alignment with your divine journey. Now, let's explore these sacred signs. Sign 1, inner peace in the eye of the storm. True mastery begins when chaos no longer controls you. You know you've passed the universe's test when you can stand in the middle of life's storms, when everything seems to be falling apart, and still remain centered. It's not that the storms cease to exist, it's that they no longer dictate your peace. You've stopped reacting impulsively to negativity, stopped being shaken by every wave of uncertainty. Instead, you've learned to trust the rhythm of life, the ebb and flow of challenges and victories, and to flow with it rather than resist it. This peace doesn't come from having a perfect life. It comes from knowing that life is perfectly unfolding for you. You understand that difficulties are not roadblocks, but pathways to your evolution. So, when adversity knocks, you no longer panic or question why. It becomes your signal that something greater is being forged within you. Your heart no longer clings to outcomes because you trust the process. Even setbacks feel like setups for something better. But this peace is more than just calmness. It's power. It's the power to walk through conflicts without being consumed by anger. It's the ability to face uncertainty without losing faith. It's the grace to let go when life demands it, knowing that nothing meant for you can ever be lost. This is when you realize that peace is not the absence of storms, it is the presence of unshakable faith within them. When you feel this stillness inside you, even when the outside world is chaos, know this: you have passed one of the universe's greatest tests. Sign 2, living authentically without masks. You have passed the test when you can show up as your true self, unapologetically and without fear. No more pretending. No more shrinking to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. You've stopped living for approval and started living from alignment. The world may have once taught you to hide, to wear masks to please, to succeed, or to avoid judgment, but those days are gone. Now, you move with the clarity that your power lies in your authenticity. Authenticity doesn't mean perfection, it means truth. It means you have stripped away every false identity, every limiting belief, and every role you played to fit someone else's script. You no longer betray yourself for the comfort of others. You maintain boundaries without guilt and follow your passions without apology. You have become deeply attuned to your inner compass, the voice of your soul that says, "This is who you are, and this is what you're here to do." And something magical happens when you live authentically. The universe responds. You begin to attract people, opportunities, and experiences that match your true frequency. No more chasing what isn't for you, because what belongs to you finds you effortlessly. Your life becomes a reflection of your values, not your fears. And you realize that authenticity, though it may cost you people and opportunities that are not meant for you, rewards you with a life that feels like home. But the most powerful part of authenticity is the freedom it brings. You stop explaining yourself. You stop justifying your path. You realize that your existence, raw, real, and unfiltered, is enough. You are finally living as the person the universe designed you to be, and in doing so you become a lighthouse, showing others the power of living in truth. This is not just passing the test, it is becoming the test itself, a living example of what it means to be fully and fearlessly you. Sign 3, embracing change without fear. You know you've passed the universe's test when change no longer terrifies you, it excites you. Fear of the unknown, which once felt paralyzing, now feels like an invitation to something greater. You've stopped clinging to the familiar because you understand that growth only happens in the unknown. You no longer resist the seasons of your life. When something ends, you don't fight to hold on, you let it fall away, trusting that what leaves is making space for something better. You have learned that change is not your enemy, resistance is. Now, instead of mourning endings, you welcome new beginnings. You understand that destruction often precedes creation, and loss often comes before expansion. So when doors close, you no longer waste your energy trying to pry them open. You say, if it's not for me, I release it. Because you trust that the universe does not remove anything without purpose. You have come to see that the discomfort of change is temporary, but the growth it brings is eternal. But embracing change goes beyond acceptance. It's about stepping forward even when the path is unclear. You no longer need certainty to move, you only need trust. The fear that once stopped you is still there, but now you understand its message. Fear is a signal, not a stop sign. It means you are on the edge of expansion. And you choose to go forward anyway because you know that everything you desire, the love, the abundance, the freedom, is on the other side of what you fear. And here's the greatest shift. You no longer see change as something happening to you, but something happening for you. Every transition becomes a sacred assignment from the universe, a lesson, a leveling up, a new chapter that only requires your willingness to turn the page. When you no longer fear what's ahead, and instead walk into the unknown with an open heart, you have passed the test. You are no longer running from change, you are dancing with it. Sign 4, trusting divine timing over control. You know you've passed the universe's test when you surrender control and trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. There was a time when waiting felt unbearable, when every delay felt like a punishment, and every unanswered prayer felt like abandonment. But now you move differently. You no longer force, chase, or manipulate outcomes because you've realized something profound. Control is an illusion, but trust is power. You have learned that what is meant for you will never miss you, and what misses you was never meant for you. So you have stopped trying to rush the process. Instead of asking, why is it taking so long? You ask, what is this season teaching me? You've realized that delays are not denials, they are divine protection or preparation. The universe does not operate on human timelines, it moves according to divine timing. And you have learned to trust that timing, even when it feels slow, even when it feels silent. Now you find peace in the pause. You understand that rest and stillness are not stagnation, but sacred seasons of alignment. You no longer measure success by speed, but by alignment. You know that if something hasn't arrived, it's because either you are not ready for it, or it is not ready for you. So, you've surrendered the need to control outcomes because you trust that the universe sees what you cannot. But this trust goes deeper than patience. It is a knowing that every step, every detour, every waiting period is part of a grand design. You no longer beg for what is yours because you know it is already on its way. You no longer panic in times of uncertainty because you know that behind the scenes, the universe is working everything out in your favor. This is not just trust, it is divine surrender. And when you can surrender without losing faith, you have passed one of life's greatest tests. You no longer chase, you attract. You no longer rush, you align. And in that alignment, everything finds you. Sign 5, synchronicities and messages from the universe. You know you've passed the universe's test when the universe starts speaking to you and you finally understand its language. Signs, symbols, and synchronicities flood your life, and they are no longer coincidences, they are confirmations. Repeating numbers, strange alignments, unexpected encounters. They all feel like cosmic winks, reminding you that you are on the right path. What once seemed random now feels sacred. You are seeing through the veil, and the universe is responding to your alignment with a language only your soul can decode. You may see 1111 when you're thinking of a decision or feel a sudden urge to call someone right before they call you. You notice patterns, songs, symbols, or even strangers who carry messages you needed to hear. And here's the difference. You no longer doubt these signs. You no longer dismiss them as chance. You trust them. And because you trust them, they appear more often. You've stepped into a divine dialogue with the universe where silence has meaning and everything is a message. But this sign goes beyond just seeing patterns. It's about feeling the connection. When something significant happens, you don't just notice it, you feel it. You feel that it was orchestrated, guided, and meant for you. And you listen, you pause when you see a sign, you reflect when you encounter a message. You act when the universe nudges you. You no longer live in confusion because your path is being illuminated step by step. And here's the most powerful shift. You trust the signs even when they don't make logical sense. You follow your intuition even when the path is uncertain. You choose the road that feels right in your soul, not the one that looks safe on paper, because you understand that the universe guides you not through logic but through alignment. When the signs become clearer than your doubts, and your intuition becomes louder than your fear, you have passed the test. You are not walking the path alone. The universe is walking with you, speaking to you, and guiding you every step of the way. Sign 6, mastery over your emotions. You know you've passed the universe's test when your emotions no longer control you, you control them. This doesn't mean you suppress your feelings or pretend they don't exist. It means you have become the observer of your emotions rather than their prisoner. Sadness, anger, fear, they still come, but they no longer dominate you. You no longer lash out when triggered, nor do you crumble under pressure. Instead, you pause, you breathe, and you choose your response with wisdom. You have mastered the art of feeling without being consumed. In the past, your emotions may have felt like waves, pulling you under and leaving you gasping for air. But now, you ride those waves with grace. You understand that emotions are sacred messengers, not enemies. Fear teaches you where your boundaries are. Sadness shows you where your heart is tender. Anger reveals where your spirit demands justice. You no longer run from these feelings. You sit with them, honor them, and let them guide you. And in doing so, they lose their power to control you. But true mastery over emotions goes even deeper. It is not just about control, it is about acceptance. You no longer label emotions as good or bad. Joy and sorrow, peace and discomfort, all are welcomed as part of your human experience. You no longer fear sadness because you know it will pass. You no longer chase happiness because you know it is already within you. And when the storms of life hit, you stand firm, not because you don't feel them, but because you are rooted in something deeper than feelings. The greatest sign of emotional mastery, you stop being easily offended. You no longer react to negativity, gossip, or criticism because you know who you are. Your peace is no longer fragile, it is unshakable. And because you are no longer controlled by fleeting emotions, you make decisions from wisdom, not impulse. You respond to life with clarity, compassion, and power. When your heart is at peace, no chaos can break you. And when you have reached this place, you have passed one of life's greatest tests. You have become the master of your inner world, and in doing so, you have unlocked true freedom. Sign 7, living in gratitude and overflow. You know you've passed the universe's test when gratitude becomes your natural state of being, not just something you practice, but something you are. You wake up grateful, not because everything in your life is perfect, but because you see the perfection in everything. You no longer focus on what's missing, you are too busy being thankful for what's present. And this gratitude is not forced or performative. It flows from you because your heart is full. In the past, you may have lived in scarcity, always chasing, always wanting, always feeling like you were lacking something. But now you have shifted. You understand that abundance is not about having more, it is about seeing more. You see blessings in places others overlook. A sunrise, a kind word, a lesson learned from pain, all of it becomes sacred. And because you are grateful for what you have, the universe gives you more to be grateful for. But living in gratitude goes beyond appreciation. It is about trust. When things don't go your way, you say, Thank you because you trust that the detour is divine. When doors close, you give thanks because you know rejection is protection. You no longer panic in the face of delays because you understand that everything is happening for you, not to you. This is the power of a grateful heart. It turns every experience, even the painful ones, into gold. And something incredible happens when you live this way. You overflow. Gratitude expands your heart until it spills over into every area of your life. You become abundant, not just materially, but spiritually. You find yourself giving more love, more joy, more compassion, because you are no longer giving from emptiness, but from fullness. And this is the secret. When you live in overflow, the universe responds by giving you more than you could ever imagine. Not because you asked for it, but because you became a magnet for it. You pass the test because you understand. Gratitude is not a result of abundance. Abundance is a result of gratitude. Sign 8, a deep desire to serve others. You know you've passed the universe's test when your life stops being about what you can get and starts being about what you can give. You have reached a point where your soul overflows with so much love, wisdom, and light that you feel compelled to share it. Service is no longer a duty, it is a calling. You feel a deep urge to uplift others, not because you want recognition or reward, but because you can't help it. Your heart has expanded beyond your personal desires to embrace the needs of the collective. In the past, you may have thought success was about reaching the top, but now you realize that true success is about bringing others with you. You no longer ask, "What can I gain?" but "How can I give?" Because you understand that your blessings were never meant for you alone. They were given to you so you could bless others. And you do this in 1,000 ways. With your words, your actions, your time, your presence. Even your smile becomes a form of service, lighting up someone's day without a word spoken. But this service is not self-sacrifice, it is self-expression. You give not from emptiness, but from fullness. You know your worth and you maintain your boundaries. You understand that you cannot pour from an empty cup, so you keep yourself nourished, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. And because you give from overflow, your giving is pure. There is no expectation, no hidden agenda, only love. The universe recognizes this shift, and something miraculous happens. As you pour into others, the universe pours into you. Opportunities, connections, and abundance flow to you effortlessly, not because you are seeking them, but because you have aligned with the highest law of the universe. Give, and you shall receive. And you realize that service is not a duty, it is the highest expression of love. You passed the test, not just because you grew, but because you chose to help others grow with you. And in that choice, you have become a force of light in the world. Reflection and call to unity. These 8 signs are more than markers of growth. They are evidence that you have become who the universe intended you to be. You have walked through the fire and emerged not just unburned, but refined. You have faced the storms and found peace, lost yourself and found your truth, fallen apart and rebuilt stronger. You didn't just survive the tests, you transcended them. And now, you stand as a testament to what is possible when a soul chooses to rise. But this journey is not only about you, it is about all of us. Because when one of us rises, we light the path for others. So if you see yourself in these signs, if you feel that you too have passed the universe's test, let the world know. Share your story. Inspire those who are still in the storm. And if this message has touched your heart, leave 77 in the comments. Not just as a number, but as a symbol that you are part of something greater. That you are not alone on this path, and that together we are rising. Remember, the universe does not test you to break you. It tests you to awaken you, to show you your strength, your power, your light. And now that you have passed, your journey is far from over. It is just beginning, because the world needs your light, and you, chosen one, were born to shine.